So I'm Molly. I will be your GM for this dead play. I use she her pronouns. I'm going to kick it over to my friend near the mountains with blonde hair, whose mic is muted.
I live near mountains.
Aggressively trying to. Hi, I'm Charlotte. I use she, her pronouns. I'll be playing Odyssey, who uses he, him pronouns, and this is my friend Raylan.
Hi, I'm Rayland. I use he, him pronouns, and I play Llewellyn. My brain is so mushy at the minute, and I don't even remember who went yet.
Adora!
Yes, I'm Adora, and I'm covering up Molly with my cat currently. I use she, her pronouns, and I play Celestrina, who also uses she, her pronouns. Finally, we have Isabel.
Hi, I'm Isabel. I play Kendall Vasilin, and Kendall uses he, him pronouns, but I use she, her pronouns.
Wicked.
I'm ready to play.
All right.
You have to have like a trans-themed actual play show that's got one girl in the cast. Not cast, but in the like characters, the group, the party. Do you want me on?
That's true.
It's just me. I'm the only girl in this party.
It's true. I didn't think about that because like we had Elin, and Elin was such a big character in season 1.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's like, oh, the men are here. The men folk.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been thinking about it since episodes ago. Do you want the board right now?
No.
All right.
Or, well, will we get the audio without the board?
Just imagining how excited Odd would be to hear you say the sentence, and now the men are here in reference to somewhere, Odd, just like out of nowhere. He doesn't know why, but he just like squeed a little bit.
All right, are we good?
One sec. I got a glug.
It's nice for somebody in a separate dimension who may or may not be friends with the person controlling your actions to affirm your gender.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Can you play some music?
Yeah.
And I can just see that. Yeah. Okay. We should be good.
All right. So, you see the tips of 8 wrapped fingers clinging to a gray stone doorway. A swirling green mist fills the chamber as this 1,000-eyed figure of Tetrapodus explodes into a sickly dark green mist. The current and the force of the mist quickly draws Odyssey to the center of the room. Celestrina and Kendall are soon after, and a small caterpillar skitters along as the skeleton of what was once a giant also tumbles through this portal. You see the knuckles turn whiter and whiter as the pinkness fades from Llewellyn's skin as the stone begins to crack beneath them. A mountain of vulgarity tumbles from his lips as the knuckles rasp in futility against the crumbling stone. As quickly as the green mist surrounded and enveloped you, the blinding light of the midday sun finds the party. The party finds themselves looking up through a thin layer of dirt to beautiful treetops above them.
Did we die? Are we dead?
Where are we?
Guy, roll call. Is everyone here?
Just saying, right?
You look to your right, you look to your left. The 4 of you will sit up out of sort of a shallow grave. And you will see, but you see each other. And you kind of like brush off the dirt. And as you stand up, as you're kind of like brushing the dirt off and looking around, you see in front of you a tremendous temple marked by huge arching bones coming up out of either side of it. This complex seems to spread out around you. There's beautiful fountains and greenery, and this is only ever interrupted by flows of monks in and out of chambers, and you can hear the water running in an inside waterfall in a nearby sacred area. You hear murmurs of discussion of magic and lycanthropy and murmurs of religious rites. And you see just blue skies and chittering birds fill your ears and your consciousness. What do you do?
Does anyone notice us?
Do you try to be noticed?
No.
I feel like I
Okay.
just do that, but
How big are the monks?
They are. Some of them are. They're all about your size. Some of them are a little bit shorter. The thing, as you're looking at them, some of them have an arm that has changed into a tentacle. Some of them might have a head that has a way too big of a jaw and way too many teeth. Some have kind of you can see gills running up the side of their neck. You see a really wide variety of elves with this, and you'll see halflings and gnomes moving around, and a gnome with a shark head. But they're all wearing kind of a classic that is samey.
And how populated is this place? There's tons of these people, or
You're looking at it's kind of a quiet, secluded area. So you see maybe, there's maybe if you sit there for 2 or 3 minutes, you'll see 20, 30 people moving through.
Anybody have any idea where we are?
I was going to say, has Kendall ever read about people that look like this or a temple of this kind of design?
Yep. So immediately what's coming back to you is the temple on the island of the Kolinth. That they had a big shark bone temple. And you see in front of you a tremendous shark bone temple, and so you can piece together pretty quickly that you are in Estepena.
Well, this is just great. I had 11 jars of caterpillars on that boat.
I don't know if the boat was making it out either way. Sorry.
That doesn't really make me feel much better.
I think we need to concentrate on the fact that we are in Estepena right now.
Yeah, let's
We are where?
gone though?
Say again?
We are in.
Ain't they gone though?
We don't know what happened at all.
Well, we've certainly heard things.
Well, this is a temple in Estepena.
But how we get?
Okay, is there Estepena is a island city?
It is a city. I will put you onto a map.
Okay, I'll switch to the map view.
Yep.
And
have we been to Estepena?
what do
You
we
have never
know?
been to Estepena.
Okay.
What
Okay.
do we know
Maybe I
about
have. I don't know.
Estepena?
You know that it is a city of lycanthropes. You know it was destroyed by the
When was it
giants.
destroyed?
Very within the last 2 weeks, last 25
Right.
days.
That's what I thought.
And this just seems like a quiet, calm day. And so I'm going to put, you all can see the map, correct?
Yeah.
I'm going to put Llewellyn where you all are on the map. There's sort of a small graveyard over here. And you're looking up at this giant temple in front of you. And these tremendous spires of bone ripping up out of the ground in front of you.
So, is there any evidence that least weird case scenario, the area that we're in is intact, but Estepena overall was destroyed or something like that. So I guess what I'm saying is it's a big city. If we look far, is there any evidence, any wreckage, any smoke, how does it look? Like, can we see like pretty far out of like what looks like an intact city?
From where you are, you have a so like are you moving around to get to like a vantage point?
Not yet.
Okay,
Not
so
until
from
we
like
talk
where you
about
are, you have like there's a large wall. This is a walled-in like religious complex with this central temple, and there's like a baptismal temple directly in front of you. And the uniformity of the buildings is pretty jaw-dropping, even for especially for Eladrin.
We wouldn't have any reason to believe that people here would be hostile to us, right? We're fine with Estepena?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's the city.
I'm gonna climb out of the hole.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm
Climb out, and I'm gonna hail somebody. Like
Okay.
somebody and just like try and walk along next to them. Hello, sir. Or ma'am. Hello.
greetings,
And then
hail fella.
Greetings, traveler. No. One of them will say that you'll see that as you start to move up and walk alongside them, they're walking with their head down and like they don't have their hood up, but they're just sort of walking with their head down in contemplation.
Does Kendall know, given that Kendall has spent some amount of time around religious folk, does he know of any like particular religious greeting that they may give? Like I don't know, like salam or bless you or
so you would definitely know that the Estepenans would use the people who are here who are of the royal family would say like Kexla's might be with you.
Okay.
That would be a normal thing to say.
So Kendall's going to try approaching someone else and brush as much dirt off as he can before he goes and go and say, Kexlas might be with you. How are you this fine day?
And this person, so they were kind of like moving towards you and they had their head down and you're like, oh, maybe they're not seeing me. And so then you say that. And this person bumps into where you are. Like they interact with you physically, but they look and they try to see what they tripped over. And they're like, oh. They're like, oh, I must have tripped. You can sort of see them go through this process, and
we're
stand
dead.
right in front of them.
I'll see that.
We're stuck between planes. We're dead.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're all either dead
Oh no.
or it's a time loop situation. Let's brainstorm.
We're trapped between planes.
Stepping right in front of them.
Not again.
so
Not again.
So you step in front of them, and they sort of bump into an invisible wall, and they're like, "What is going on?" And then they walk around you. It's like they are like rationalizing everything that is going on.
All right.
Take a piece.
Look, I've been
Does
between
it have
planes
paper? Any
before.
bit of paper? I might have paper.
I don't know if that's necessarily
have
exactly what's
paper.
happening.
Odd whips out a scroll of paper and like smacks you across the face with it on accident.
What
Give me
if
that.
all of these people are under a spell or enchanted or something like that? Maybe, like you said, some
Help
kind
me,
of time
you
loop.
can't
Maybe
see.
they're going through motions.
Please help me.
That's a good point. If it's a time loop, do we want to mess with? I guess we already did.
Well, it's not. It doesn't have to be a loop. I'm just saying maybe this is regular, real. We just went to a new place, and that place just happens to have a bunch of people under an enormous spell, which is preventing them from experiencing anything but what they want them to experience.
Have you been living under a rock? Estepena was destroyed.
Kendall is going to.
Somebody who lives under a rock. Even I knew that.
Cast
You're talking to us?
Yeah, I'm talking to Celestrina. Yeah.
Oh. No. We discussed it before we left. I don't...
Look around. This is weird, man.
It is
okay. I just think it makes sense to start from the least weird, don't you?
I mean, not personally in my experience. It's very rarely the least weird.
All right. Yeah, I don't know why I expected a different answer from you.
I think the writing on the paper is maybe a good idea.
Yeah, and he's gonna write, "Help me! You can't see me. I think we're stuck between planes. Oh no!" And then go, Ksh, and then kind of like hang it over the person and then drop it so it will naturally.
And so this slip of paper, you as you release it, it fades into ash.
Oh,
There's no way we're not stuck.
Okay. So what if? Why don't you do your thing, Isabel?
It's okay. Kendall was just going to press digitize an odor near the guy's nose to see if he would react to it.
And you feel you reach out with your magic, and you sort of feel it fall mute. You feel a little bit of sand crawl up your arm, and then it seems to fall down onto the ground.
Oh no, my caterpillar!
You don't see your caterpillar or
they're not here,
or the zombie. You do not see them with you.
I love the idea of a pile of sand that is vaguely caterpillar shaped.
Josephine is also not here.
I have a feeling we're
cast.
all under a sort of group illusion.
Oh,
Because that would explain.
Make an investigation check.
Okay.
Everybody
roll the disbelief.
Well, I'm saying it out loud, so.
Well, no, this is how illusions work.
Oh, okay, great.
Oh.
You get doubt, and then you roll an investigation check to see if you doubt.
Okay.
having to roll around.
Oh no, not mine.
I got a 3.
I'm gonna
I got a nat 20.
Are we all rolling investigation?
Celestrina said that out loud, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yes, I said that out loud.
That sounded like Celestrina's voice.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, that is an entire 12.
Investigation.
With my +7.
24 for Odd.
Okay, so Odd, you recognize, like, this is... you are in, like, a time delusion. You're like in a space, and you have this like very clear gut feeling that like this is going to collapse. This is not real, but this is going to be my reality for a little while.
Okay, guys. So, like, soap bubbles?
Did I end up picking that up, actually?
Yes.
With my 20?
Well, I don't... Llewellyn, I'm not
yeah.
sure knows enough about magic. So, like, you're
this
just
ain't
like,
real,
nah,
that's all I know.
This ain't right, dog. This ain't right. My gold chain ain't hanging right. This ain't right, dog. I
know
spun
what
the little
reality
top.
is.
It ain't right,
Yeah.
dog.
I know what gold chains feel like.
You guys like see him over there kind of going like this with the necklace with all the like little rings on it, like this isn't moving the same way. This ain't real.
Odd is going to... I'm just going to see. Can we do anything else cool? Like, what? Odd is going to...
Is all of our magic not working?
Mine works.
You're noticing that like you can cast like things that affect you. Like as you go around, like you try to guidance, you guidance yourself, and you're like, okay, well, I can still kind of touch the divine plane. The divine plane can touch me, but when you try to reach out, it seems to just either whatever goes out seems to turn to ash or seems to fade.
Is there any difference? Okay, I guess we'll do this in character. All right, why don't we do a little experimentation? You weren't able to access your divine magic, is that right, Kendall?
I was able to feel the magic, but it died at my fingertips.
Well, I'm gonna just snap my fingers and like transform into each of us like one at a time. It seems because you said that this would work, right? It seems like this Fey magic is working all right. If I try to like manifest my like shadow powers, does that also happen?
Yep.
Okay.
As
well
soon
as
it
my
like
primal
leaves like
power.
as soon as it leaves like your 5-foot radius, as it like arcs above you, you see the sort of like a rain of ash falls into your bubble of shadow.
So do any of the sources of magic have different reactions, or like is there any kind of like
Yeah, I'll like follow behind
lag?
them.
I want to know if there's lag.
You have to describe to me what you're looking for. I don't understand.
I want to know if, well, first of all, if there's any difference between like the primal source magic, the arcane, the fey, and whatever the accursed is, and then I want to know if like does all of the magic within 5 feet behave perfectly, or does it look a little off? Like I have a lot of illusion magic, right? Does my illusion magic work just fine within this illusion?
As long as it's sent like close to you and centered on you, it does.
Okay. Cool. I was thinking maybe if like I can cast Disguise Self as much as I want. I'm like maybe if I cast Disguise Self, if it's like disruptive a little bit to like the magic around us, maybe I can like overload the illusion by just like we can like try to like break something in the illusion, maybe like cause a paradox in the simulation. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, or maybe we cause a paradox in the simulation somehow with like with some kind of like setup or something. I don't know. That could be fun.
Do we really want to go playing around with it when we're stuck in it though?
I would like.
Well,
okay.
Kendall's the expert here.
I just want to see. I'm gonna have Odd like pull out one of his little crossbow arrows and prick his finger.
You bleed.
He bleeds. Okay.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
Odd, fire a crossbow bolt.
At
the sky.
Okay, sure. He fires
All
it
right.
not directly up.
So you
An angle away from us and all of the people.
You do like the Pandiero in the coming into town, and you shoot this crossbow bolt off, and eventually you will hear like a clanking of like it'll clank against like a distant rock. But it seems the sound seems to come back strange.
Did we see where it flew to?
As soon as it left kind of the 5-foot cube, you sort of lost view of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rope.
Oh, go ahead.
I take out some rope and throw you one side, and then we walk away from each other. Does anything happen weird? We're each outside of outside of each other's like small radiuses of causality, and in between there's a rope. If I pull, do they experience it?
I would say the rope. Yeah.
It's all normal.
Yep.
What if I do this?
Odd does not have good enough balance for this, Illustrator.
No, just hold it in place.
You see Odd trying to fall forward. Did you flip through? Did you cast Disguise Self?
Yeah.
You did. What shape did you take?
Earlier I was just taking on each of my party members' shapes. Maybe I went.
Oh, you were flipping. I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
So you flipped through them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe I end up on Odyssey.
Okay, so now there's Odd is doing a tug of war with Odd.
Well, not yet. I'm doing this to like create waves. You know how it makes like oscillations in a rope.
And so you're seeing if the momentum continues through the invisible bit of the rope.
It's invisible?
Yeah, like so you have it tied around your waist.
Okay.
He has it tied around his waist.
Okay.
And it goes tension, and then it picks up back around you.
Well,
like,
we can see like 5 feet around us.
Well, no,
What?
we can see further, but they're all skyboxes.
Sorry, Molly, we can only see like 5 feet around us?
You can see as far as your eye wants. You have an idea that whatever's happening is being interrupted every couple feet, and the magic picks up. So your ability to interact with the illusion has like a stopping point.
Okay.
But physical objects can move through it.
Well, guys.
As long as it's grounded in
Us.
in on either end with y'all.
Okay.
It's a lot more into the physics of this than I thought I would be, but I'm excited about it.
Woo-hoo, good job.
You're the one who decided to play a game with me, so
That's fine.
yeah.
So I have
As you're flipping through these disguises, would you actually ever turn into one of the monks, or you would not do that?
I didn't think of it. I definitely could at some point, but I didn't think of it yet. So maybe somebody
Sorry,
else
so
will
you
suggest it.
Uh,
I don't want to metagame.
What happens when she flips through all of us?
Looks normal.
Okay, guys.
Why don't you start? If the idea is to overload the ability of the illusion to mimic what's happening, then maybe you should start mimicking things around you.
All right.
Hold on, wait.
Now we're okay.
Wait. Before we try and break the illusion, I am trying. It's just been in the background when you guys are doing this, and like, wait, I haven't.
Logan's probably been like picking his nose with his pinky, like.
This is gonna end. We have a limited amount of time here, and the things that we do are not going to affect the world. We could try and break out, or we could try and learn something because we know something significant.
Take a vacation to Estupena while Estupena's not awful.
I mean, okay, yeah.
Do
That's,
you want to try to find out what happened in Estupena?
I don't know. We should find out when we are, at least, right?
There's no guarantees that anything in this vision is truthful. We do know that Estupena is gone, so we already know that it's not based on current time or reality. It may be based on past time and reality, but we don't know.
That's true. But if it's a constructed reality, that means someone's constructed it for us, and we can learn something from that too.
Yeah, somebody used it as a reference. Okay. Yeah, I mean,
Why would they put us in here anyway? And yet, so far, everything that we've interacted with has been like corporeal as long as it's close enough. But when Odyssey shot off the crossbow bolt, it did hit a rock somewhere.
We heard it interact with the physical world.
You heard it interact with something.
So if I throw a rock,
sounded wrong.
Yeah, so if I throw a rock like only 10 feet away from me, away from anybody else, then we'll hear it hit something that's pretty close to us.
Overlay.
So
You have to
what
pick
sound
up a
does
rock,
it make?
though? What happens if you
picking
pick
up a rock
a
is-
rock?
All right, so you reach down to pick something up off the ground, and you're looking at it, and it's a rock, but it's coated in this sort of like in this ash that has this kind of eldritch radiation to it. Like it seems to be kind of like pulsing with energy, with like waste of blood magic used or something along those lines.
I would like to take a bunch of this ash and put it in the jar that the caterpillar used to be in.
You do that.
Great.
Is there any kind of like newspaper equivalent that we see in this place of like where we could verify what the date is today
There
without
must be calendars in the temple.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So I'll say like you make your way out and
Do they have prayer leaflets for the saint of the day in the temple?
absolutely. So you can make your way. You want to stay in the temple complex, or you want to go out?
I don't know, what do you guys want to do?
I guess we can make a beeline for a calendar and then go from there.
Yeah, the closest calendar that
I would say let's go to the temple first, because
Alright.
that's where we're already at. Let's get a good look at it, and then let's go out from there.
I guess what I wanted to do with the rock thing is I want to throw a rock, and then, like, let's say I throw it at a bush that's 6 feet away from me. So I'm assuming it lands not on a bush, but it just disappears from view and then clatters on a ground of some kind.
Yeah. Sometimes you just kind of hear like a.
So does the rock? This is a rock from the illusion. Does the rock hit something?
As you like pick it up, it becomes the illusion drops from it. As you Odyssey are standing there, it reads illusion magic. It's interfering with whatever is going on, and it turned into ash.
Oh, the rock became ash.
Nope, the rock had ash on it, and then you throw the rock, and the rock goes poof.
Okay, so you brought it to us.
It lands in something that sounds like poof, as you like throw it into a bush.
But I can't. So then basically, but if I go over there and try to like reach under, it just feels like a bush. There's like resistance and stuff, so I can't. I'm just worried that we're in a room somewhere or some kind of cave, and there's a bunch of people watching us, ready to kill us at any time if we don't find a way to at least perceive or interact with our environment. That's the thing that concerns me about the idea of trying to learn something.
Okay, well, would you like to keep conducting experiments as we walk?
Why not?
I'm always here for the scientific method.
All right, well, while we walk, I'll transform into some monks.
All right, and so as you make your way up to find the calendar, you make your way up. You go to the temple gate, and you will find that this is the day that from what you understand, this is the day that the invasion happened. I can pull up the exact name of it in the world if that will be helpful for you, but this is the day that it happened.
Wow.
The darkest day in Estepana history.
Glad that we're here for it.
I have to go to an underground library.
Does anything weird happen if I turn into a monk?
So you're going to turn into a monk and enter into the temple?
Yeah.
So you'll see this handsome fella will come out. Let me grab a description of him real quick.
A handsome fella, you say?
Tell us more.
I will tell you more. That's what I'm trying to do. So
snacker, you know?
this gentleman has a broad chin and really deep set, beady black eyes. And as he flashes a smile at you, you just count way too many teeth in his mouth. It's just like a lot. It's like Cheshire Cat, but compacted. He has a thick mustache, and he's kind of got a long, wiry frame. And you see kind of like there are some gills that he has on the side of his neck, and then you're kind of like counting, and people have had like 3, 4, but this person has like a cut through the middle of them that seems to be leaking blood down it. And he's like, and he looks at you and says, who?
Oh, thank God he can see us. Hello.
Wait, all of us? Wait, really? All of us? Can you see through other planes? That might be...
Hello?
Well, hi there.
Can you see us?
Does he see? Is he looking at all of us, or is
Are
he
you
looking
all right?
at specifically
Do you need
Celstrina?
treatment?
I'm dead.
Oh, I knew it was the plane!
Yeah, just like
I knew it!
Okay, out of character. This sounds similar to something we experienced before in season 1, right? Maybe
Remind me of what it is.
Did we?
Maybe
I don't remember
not.
anything like this.
We went into like we each had some weave visions. There were weave visions. I don't think
We got really high on the weave.
Yeah.
What is your name?
It was Jimva.
Oh, Jimba.
Bryn Jimva.
How long have you been-
ZHYMVA.
No, now I wrote it. It's fine. Were you
How
here?
long have you been dead?
There was a rainstorm. We destroyed the machine.
Which machine?
The husks. They were everywhere.
Do you make anything of this, Kendall?
I don't know. I don't know what this is.
And
Kendall's
so
thinking
they'll-
back.
they'll say, and he'll say, the last day is 3 days after the invasion. Like, oh well, today is obviously this day is the last day, but everything's okay. Why is everything okay?
Sorry, I don't understand what you just said.
So the day of the invasion was the first day. The occupation of Estepana was 3 days, and
Okay.
on the third day, this person died, and so did a bunch of other. And that was kind of like the end of the large part of the invasion, right? So it was like the big end. And he died on that day, and so he'll say like he'll identify that day.
I'm going to reach out to Odyssey to grab his hand.
You grab his hand.
Well, I want to get consent from Odyssey first.
Yeah. Odd
Right.
will.
I'm gonna so
In.
Celestrina pulls Odyssey closer into her like sphere of influence. His name is Jimba. Do you want to try saying it and see if that does anything?
Jimba.
And he'll like that, like these, like, you know how like light should reflect off of an eye, right? And these are flat, like somebody dropped black matte paint or like foundation in this eye.
Oh, foundation in the eye. That's
Wow,
horrible.
you would know nothing about that.
No, but his
Awful,
eyes
awful
seem
stuff.
flat. His eyes seem like flat black, and there's like you see like a bludgeon wound as you're sort of spending more time. You see this big carved out wound on the side of his body, and you remember the fight with the Bjorn Fredau, and it's like, yeah, giants will do that.
So Jimba doesn't respond or acknowledge or look at Odyssey.
Oh yeah, no, he'll like, as much as he's responding to anything, like
Okay.
the kind of the so many teeth and like flat black eyes will like turn to Odyssey. Yeah.
I'm
Kendall, why
gonna.
don't you try from over there?
Why
I
do
said
you have
point-
so many teeth?
Can't just ask somebody why they have so many teeth. That's
why
insensitive.
I am the heir to the Ukabatras. I was the heir to the Ukabatras family.
All right, last thing. I'm gonna transform.
Wait,
I'm gonna just.
No, wait.
Right.
But before we move on from that, does that ring a bell in anybody's head?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is that?
The Ukabatras family was like, he was like the last remaining royal of this city.
And they just have lots of teeth, those guys?
They're the
They're
royal
lycanthropes.
family of Sa.
They're lycanthropes, and so why he has all the teeth? He's a wereshark.
Okay.
I'm gonna.
Half of us just
Oh.
disappeared.
Okay, so I would like.
Only
Bye,
you
Molly.
disappeared for us,
Oh.
or at least for me. Only. You
Oh
disappeared.
yeah, I just disconnected.
Hi, Molly.
I see the four of you. But
Yeah.
Oh.
None
Okay,
of
now
the
Molly's
none of
back.
the videos cut out. For
Okay,
me.
can
Okay,
everybody
that's
hear
good.
each other?
Yes.
Yeah, I only lost
Yep.
Molly, and now I see Molly.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great.
So, he'll register everyone. He seems to be able to clock everyone.
I would like to look him in his dead fish eyes and say, We are here as representatives of Kexla, and we need your help.
Anything for the ebb and despair.
We need you to tell us what happened.
Really quick before we get into that, I just want to flicker my I want to turn off my disguise, cancel the spell, and I just want to see if we can still talk to Jimba.
Yep, you can.
Okay, cool. Well, I'll leave it off. I'll turn it back into somebody else. But okay, let's continue with this now.
And as the monk thing comes to a halt, you feel like just Kendall will feel this kind of pile of stagnant sand kind of like up to about your knees. As you're not having trouble moving through it, doesn't seem to be a threat, but like the kind of familiar, like you're used to sand, that sand, that grit feeling when it moves, and here it is completely still. And sorry, what was the question? Odyssey turned to Jim and says, what happened? And Jim will talk about a small tuft of pink hair attached to a green body floating along this tremendous scaly this paladin or big monstrous mound of plate armor and no brain behind it. Talk about a small bunny with a bow, a bright blue Triton with some wereshark aspects themselves, a fox person, and a crow, as well as two other people that they will be able to identify by name. One is an artificer and the other was a druid. And he'll paint this picture of like a last stand on top of a roof. And there's this tremendous, he's telling you about this tremendous bit of machinery that seems to be pulling in arcane energy from all around and seems to be centralizing it in this one place or sending it out. And it's this giant machine that's been constructed on the roof of this building, and this pounding rain and waves of his countrymen drained of all color and just white and empty inside. And a dragon and the Reaper. He describes this creature as the Reaper, this creature that had a big scythe and came and was the mark of the end for their group. And he'll tell that story, which is Tales of the Concord. So make sure you catch up. Yeah. So he'll say that and say, and now I'm dead. I have to be dead. And he touches his neck and he touches like this big gaping crush wound on his chest. And he's like, but I'm dead? Hey everybody, I am Molly. I am your GM. I'm very sorry to say that we lost audio for the second half of this episode. So I am going to intersperse the bits that make sense from the native footage and summarize the bits that don't. So, we start here, the first one. The party chats with Jimva for a while about the stagnation after death and how the Prin finds themselves in this moment. Then we cut.
For what it's worth, I don't know that we need to roleplay this, but I do want to ask Jimba and the Triton. I'm just going to ask them if they have any like people or loved ones that they want to like send messages to, or if Jimba has like if Jimva can like give me any information that can be externally verified that is secret, that can help us give us sort of a reason to believe that this is real. So those are the two things that I'll ask, and then if either of those is a thing that you want to role play, then we can do that. And otherwise, I'm just telling you.
So they can't really handle the idea of communicating with anyone, like a thinking forward type thing.
Yeah.
They can't really speculate forwards here. And what was the other thing? Something secret that only they would know?
Yeah. Well, is there something secret that only Jimva and somebody else who is still alive would know? Or anything that we could check in the real world, like a secret location of an object that we could go and find, or a password to a safe, anything that would give us a reason once this is all over to believe that anything we learned in this vision was like true to what actually happened.
Okay. He will give you a point in the catacombs. And there's kind of this like, you know what? He'll walk you down there. And he will walk you down into the catacombs, and you'll see kind of, he will point at this little part of the wall. And he'll say, there's a crack. There was a crack. And we put a bottle with letters in the crack. And if you like reach and you feel through the illusion, and you're able to kind of pluck this bottle out, and you kind of like, nope, this is like letters, and you sort of read through, and it's like last testament of someone named Pike, and they had this love affair with their bow. And they had a really good Triton friend, and they were just, what was it you were?
So what's funny is I actually started writing a genuine one. I didn't finish it.
Do you want to read a little bit of it?
Yeah. So, or I can at least like synopsis.
Sure.
And it's labeled out as it's titled at the top is Our Final Stand. It would talk about, somebody named Pike Mercer who explained that hopefully they were going to go on to save Estipana from giants and a dragon that have been ravaging Estipana, working with a team, and would go into, a group of individuals and their names and what they did, actually genuinely what they did for a living, like who these people were.
Like there was the Kitsune was a seamstress.
Yeah, what they like doing for fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
If I die, know that myself and my teammates did our best to protect the future that we are no longer a part of. I'm sorry if we were vanquished too early to save you all before the attack. And then, that's going into what he did for a living.
Finally, Kendall reaches into the weave and begins to pull on the threads of vision all around him. He sees the city of Estipana in ruins. Even the tide in the Great Bay seems to have died with the people of the city. Eldritch radiation pours from the tremendous carpets of gray and blackened ash. It is a sight of true devastation, previously unknown to the people of Vurmaret. The heroes of Estipana gave everything for their faith. The area around you starts to spin again. And at the center of it all is this bright orange eye. And it flashes. And as it does, so does the rock in Odyssey's pocket. And you see for a brief second, suspended upside down, the great emerald worm Nilmananji. And as quickly as this happens, this skin collapses into the ground. And you see this eye kind of starting to crawl up the throat of the skin of this dragon. and it comes out of the mouth, and the kind of like the skin of her like face and skull seem to hang like loosely off to one side, and the jaw hangs off the other way. And take care of yourself if you need to. If you need to step away. And then more of these orange eyes start to, you see it kind of moving underneath the skin, and it spreads out through the wings. And so each like wing tip where Nilmananji's skin would be now has an eye on the end of it. And as this mist dissipates, this creature splits into three. And you find yourself standing in a gray version of the city that you were in. This ash that only Kendall had seen. This ever-flowing city of ash. And this creature rises up about 30 feet into the air. Sorry, Dora?
Are we still in the catacombs?
No.
Okay.
You have the bottle.
Sorry.
And the eyes blink all at unison. Kind of like the skin flapping down and flapping back up in 3. And we'll roll for initiative.
Uh-oh.
All right.
Llewellyn surges forward, fists flying, dispelling the first illusory copy of this aberration. A massive squelch is heard from behind the group as a tremendous flash of energy surges across them, washing over the party, attempting to freeze and hold their very blood in place. Odyssey, spooked, heads for the nearest cover, contemplating the flash from the gift of Nilmananji, and an attempt to commune with the great emerald worm. The worm's bindings keep the commune with Odyssey short and sweet. Much like the lies and deceit, pranks and perjury that you were subjected to by your brothers in your youth, another mistruth is being shown to you now. Flitting in and out of the Fey realm, Llewellyn hammers away at the eldritch horror, knocking emerald armor plating free, standing tall and defiant upon its back. A claw made from obsidian sand and another shadowy claw made from thousands of fluttering dark butterflies begin to tear the creature's protective plating open even further. Launching herself forward, using this massive claw of shadowy fluttering wings forward, Celestrina joins Llewellyn on the back of this creature as a small caterpillar scoots along the ceiling, preparing to drop itself into the open wound of this creature. Black and orange ichor paint the gray, sooty balcony, and the creature flies into a fury, pinning Odyssey in a corner and buffeting Llewellyn and Celestrina with tremendous blasts of elemental and psychic energies that nearly leave them paralyzed, as eyes seem to shift out along the spines of the wings of this dragon's skin and turn and squelch and face them and blast them with energy from at random intervals. Odyssey moves forward, driving his curse energy into the creature, and wrests himself from the wave of eldritch energy that had him pinned. Taking advantage of this distraction, Kendall feels the renewed fervor of his power through Kindred and reaches forward. 2 massive claws of dark black sand wrap around the creature's wings and tear it asunder. Spouts of orange and black ichor paint the room as eyeballs disconnect and roll across this balcony over the ruins of the great city that once was Estipena. This becomes a mist, and this mist begins to spin. And it roils, and it turns, and the party is whisked once again into darkness. These grays and oranges and purples blend into this truly dark space. You see a figure dressed in obsidian pelts, a belt buckle with a tremendous purple and yellow eye that squelches as it moves back and forth. And your eyes travel upward past this tremendous figure's chest, and a scepter with a massive ring of various gems, sapphires, emeralds, amethysts, ruby, and topaz all orbit a central pillar in suspended motion. Its jawline is interrupted by a vertical maw set with very sharp teeth, and black beady eyes are wide on this creature's face that is haloed in purple light, interrupted only by the innumerable amount of tentacles flitting around that kind of halo this creature's face. You look to your right, you look to your left, you are alone with this creature. Each of you.
Oh, is this
And
Hexla?
Odyssey, you hear this voice, and she says, "The spurned child of Silverspear. Your family couldn't wait to be rid of you. They send you to this hell, hoping you would never return. They will be right, little Eladrin. You've already said your final words to everyone you've ever loved. Join me and make it mean something. Show them your true potential." Odyssey stands resolute in the offer of power, in the face of loneliness, in the face of betrayal. And you see, and she will say, "This tropical hell you will die in. I bound Nilmananji without a thought. I raised this city without barely lifting a finger. You stand no chance." And she will show you, she shows you Nilmananji dead, and you see the elven flotilla in a flame. Sorry? You don't know. You can have whatever suspicion, and so, Kendall, you're alone with this creature. And it turns to you and it says, "The vision can offer you more power than the wheel ever could. What's a mortal soul to you anyway? You didn't seem to have too many qualms about sending all the people on Rilamunta to the beyond." You feel the sand build up in this big stagnant pile around you, and it gives as this creature casts a spell, and you're kind of held in this suspended animation. You see this Sahaugan priest, this shark priest, calling down this cacophony of radiant meteors on an approaching army, and you see this kind of wispy white spirit emerge from the scepter, and you see this kind of the face of this creature. You see it twisting in pain, and you hear the voice say, "You could be so much more than he ever was." A true adherent to his faith, Kendall reprimands the creature for tinkering with the essential forces of the universe. With no desire to hear any of it, the creature growls menacingly and dismisses him. "It won't be enough. Athiani will burn. Llewellyn, you're alone with this creature. You dance for the rich. You fight to entertain the powerful. Why were there rooms always full when you needed somewhere to lay your head? There was always beds open for you. For company. No, never anywhere for you to sleep. Now what? More strangers? You're gonna die for this? You could belong somewhere. Vision. You can join us. Rock Luanji did. So did his brother.
How well did that really work out for them, though?
You'll find out soon. And the creature, like the vertical mouth, like twists like to either side, kind of in an S shape.
Oh, not knowing for sure right now does not help make any kind of decision for me.
You join me. Could be one of my paladins. You could march forward with the vision. You could save the lives of all the people on Atino. You could be a hero.
Oh man. Yeah, I think he's torn because he knows that that's not right. That doesn't seem right. It just, yeah, doesn't seem right given the exact position we're in right now. It definitely looks like at a loss for words.
You see that kind of this four-fingered mitt reaches out towards you, and there's like some tentacles writhing around it, and it's offering a handshake.
So this whole entity and everything, does none of this really would be like, does one really know much regarding what they're offering, really? The vision?
You would know that they would have told you like the Vision's emissary and like what they did on the islands, and that the Vision's emissary was like the spellcasters that were on your island trying to steal from your people. So you know about what their cult did.
You stole from us.
Make it mean something.
I'm gonna roll a d20 about this. That's my favorite when I don't know and I want to, and I'll leave it to the d20. Oh, yeah, I'll go for it. I rolled like shit on the die.
Okay.
I leave it for the die roll.
And you reach out your hand. Celstrina, you're alone with this creature. The dragon and its rider will be back soon. What will you do then?
I'll figure something out. Do you think this is going to impress me? Do you know the number of spooky one-on-one conversations I've had with eldritch beings?
At least 2.
At least 2. I am.
Just getting big timed. Just like looks at this eldritch horde and is like, yeah.
I have
Stark
taken.
contrast between just what happened between the two.
So, you will die. And for what?
Are you asking me? It's not rhetorical. Okay, cool. I don't feel dead yet, so clearly there's a little bit more to this than just dying.
And you all and you will you will all come to in the chamber where you had the fight with Tekokaru and Bjorn Ferdau.
We didn't fight Bjorn Farau. We would never fight Bjorn Farau.
I gotta resolve the whole Wellen situation now.
Yeah.
That's gonna be real interesting.
Situation.
I have a lot of writing to do now.
I rolled a 2 on the die, so.
So, you will find as you kind of rifle through, if you were to take some time to rifle through his belongings. Sure. Or not.
Or not. You don't have to loot the
I
body. It's fine.
I will loot the body eventually.
What would you like to do?
I'm
back in the room.
Yeah. Oh god. How much of that was real?